A special thank you to each of our subscribers who make this channel possible. Here's today's story. In a pivotal moment for global economics, President Donald Trump and Chinese President Xi Jinping are gearing up for a crucial meeting on October 30th in Busan, South Korea. This high-stakes dialogue comes amid a backdrop of escalating tensions in the trade war, with a U.S.-imposed deadline looming just 48 hours away. If a deal is not reached, tariffs on Chinese goods could skyrocket to an unprecedented 155%. As Trump embarks on a three-nation tour of Asia, he arrives in Malaysia today, facing dual crises: a bruising trade conflict that threatens to destabilize the global economy, and a government shutdown back home that has left federal workers in limbo. We have a lot to talk about with President Xi, and he has a lot to talk about with us, Trump told reporters before his departure. His optimism is palpable, yet the reality of the situation is daunting. Over the weekend, top economic advisors, including Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent and U.S. Trade Representative Jamieson Greer, are engaged in emergency negotiations with Chinese Vice Premier He Lifeng in Kuala Lumpur, seeking a resolution before the two leaders meet. This upcoming meeting marks the first face-to-face interaction between Trump and Xi since the former began his second term in January. It was originally intended to stabilize relations, but recent weeks have seen a sharp deterioration in the situation. The global economy is bracing itself for November 1st, the date Trump has set to impose what he refers to as a potential 155% tariff on Chinese goods if a fair trade deal is not reached. This new 100% duty would be layered on top of existing tariffs, which were previously reduced to around 55% as part of a temporary truce established in May. The fragile agreement began to unravel at the end of September when the U.S. Commerce Department expanded its entity list, blacklisting thousands of Chinese firms from accessing U.S. technology. In retaliation, China announced new global export controls on rare earth magnets and minerals, a sector it dominates, claiming the move is to prevent military use. This escalation prompted Trump to threaten the new 100% tariff, leading to the current standoff. In recent statements, Trump has laid out his expectations for the negotiations, insisting that concessions must be made on both sides. "We can lower that tariff, but they have to do things for us, too," he asserted, emphasizing that the trade relationship is no longer a one-way street. While the trade war takes center stage, the president's trip is further complicated by domestic issues. Critics, particularly from the Democratic Party, have condemned Trump's decision to travel abroad during a government shutdown, accusing him of neglecting his responsibilities. "America is shut down and the president is skipping town," said Senate Democratic leader Chuck Schumer, highlighting the plight of federal workers who are set to miss paychecks. Trump's first stop is the ASEAN summit in Kuala Lumpur, where he is expected to meet with Malaysian Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim and oversee the signing of a peace accord between Thailand and Cambodia. Following this, he will travel to Tokyo to meet Japan's new Prime Minister, Sanai Takaichi, who is navigating the complexities of U.S.-Japan relations in light of Trump's America First policies. In a potentially groundbreaking move, Trump has also expressed openness to meeting with North Korean leader Kim Jong-un during this trip, although no such meeting is currently scheduled. The preparatory talks in Kuala Lumpur are being closely watched, as they could set the tone for the Trump-Xi meeting. A positive outcome from these discussions could indicate a higher likelihood of success when the two leaders convene. However, experts warn that the two nations are further apart than they have been in years, with the dispute evolving beyond tariffs to encompass issues of technology access and critical supply chains. Scott Kennedy, a China economics expert, cautioned that the outcome of the Trump-Xi meeting could have far-reaching implications. "If they make a deal, their gambit will have paid off. If there's no deal, then everyone will need to prepare for things to get much nastier," he stated. All eyes will be on the results of this weekend's talks in Malaysia. A constructive joint statement from the involved parties could pave the way for a successful meeting between Trump and Xi. Conversely, failure to reach an agreement could mean that the two presidents meet in Busan with the threat of a 155% tariff looming large, complicating the possibility of a last-minute breakthrough. As the global economy watches with bated breath, The outcome of this critical meeting will likely shape economic relations and international trade dynamics for the foreseeable future. Will Trump and Xi find common ground, or will the trade war escalate into a full-blown crisis? The world is waiting for answers. That's all for this story. We upload videos every day covering many different subjects, so hit that subscribe button to stay informed. Thanks for watching.